I'm John Holmes, and this is my short movie idea. The film summary. So the genre is going to be a romance, which is based on love and fate and how things are meant to happen. So say if one thing changes, does everything else change, or will it still happen in a different sequence? Like a domino effect kind of thing. So the film will show two different outcomes, so it's kind of like two different storylines in one film. So the first outcome will be the woman's going to an interview, she wakes up on time because her alarm goes off at the right time, she gets ready really quick, saves time by tying her hair up and stuff, and she gets the interview on time because she catches a taxi. And then the second one, she wakes up late and is in a rush to get to work and get ready, and she ends up, like the taxi won't come because she's late, so she ends up having to catch the train, but she misses the train. But while on the train station, she bumps into the person who she's going to get married to and spend the rest of her life with. But the twist at the end is that when she's in the first sequence, when she actually gets her interview, when she comes out of her interview, she bumps into the person from the train station who's running late for the same interview. So in either way, she still meets him.
So you just flick back straight to the first one?
Yeah. So you keep on switching from each one. And I was thinking in the first sequence, she'll tie her hair up. But in the second sequence, she'll have it down, so you can tell the difference between the two different sequences. And I was also thinking in the background, there'll be a radio. In the first one, there'll be one radio station playing. The second one, there'll be a different radio station playing. So that way you'll be able to tell the difference between the two timelines, in a way. So there might be some, like, say like when she gets up, they could have both of them faded over the top of each other, and you'll see her getting up out of bed in one sequence, but you'll still see her in bed. Does that make sense? It's two clips over the top of each other. So that's the film summary. And I was thinking at the end, this is just a thought, probably won't do it, but still frames, like at the very end, obviously you know that they've, because at the end I was going to say like you'll ask her out to go for a drink and that's how it all starts. But I was thinking you could do still frames at the end, like photos and like mock up events in their life, like when they get the first car, when they get their apartment together, and first child and stuff like that. So the cast would be two actors, just a male and a female. I've already said about show the different timelines. And I was thinking the man could do a bit of a voiceover at the end when they meet at the train. Well, when they meet at the train station, you'll have a voiceover all through the bit where he's running late for his interview, talking about like, is it really luck or is it fate? Is it meant to happen? And all that stuff.
Need Morgan Freeman.
So that way you think it's from her point of view, when really it's from his point of view, because he's telling you about her, how he met her and stuff. And then that's about the music, what I've already told you about. That's the presentation. If they don't have any questions.
How are you going to show that? I know you've said how, but like, how are we going to know that it's like the same day but like different outcomes?
Because like the crossfades are kind of show that she's getting up and she's not, and when she's doing her hair, she also has a fade there where she ties her hair up and then she walks off, but you can have the other fade where she actually changes her mind and takes the bob and starts to style her hair and stuff, so it kind of shows that it's still the same day, but she just decides to do different things on that day, which influence what.
How are you going to find someone with such perfect stubble?
Yeah, that stubble's essential.
Rio.
Rio ain't really the guy, is he?
They're individually trimmed, they are.
Individual.
Each one.
Are there any other questions
Oh, sorry.
other than about the stubble?
Stubble's key
No?
though. Connor, you could never grow stubble because you'd shave it off within 5 minutes.
One day.
No.
I like it, Jordan. It's good.
Yeah, Jordan, like
There's
it.
a couple of things. You know, you're about the narration at the end.
Yeah.
I don't know if you need that. I don't know. I think it's fairly subtle. Some people will get it. Most people will get it. I don't know if you need that.
Might be a bit cheesy, wouldn't it?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I was thinking, in the first story, where she was on time, and you said she walks out the interview, I think you should have a walk out the interview. So we know the second woman who was late, Mr. Train, blah, 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 she's met the love of her life. So we know that had a happy ending. And the one where the woman's done everything right and met all the deadlines and done everything right, I think you should let the audience think that she's missed her chance. So in fact, show her perhaps walking down a corridor, and then the man that she didn't meet walks in after her, so that your audience left thinking, oh, so she missed her fate, doesn't work, she missed the love of her life. And then have a credit, and then have some post-credit action where he goes, oh, and goes back and bumps into her or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? A little bit like, oh, it does end happily after all.
Everyone's
Just
like, does this mean I have to be late every morning?
that. No.
Why do I do it?
Nice idea though, I like it.
I like it. I think it's a really good idea. It's a lot of shots. It seems like it's going to be a lot of shots. It's going to be a lot of post-production.
There's only 3 locations. Like it would be, say if we shot at my house, it would be a house at the train station. But obviously I didn't want to have to film the train, that's why I said it should be late. Because we wouldn't want to be waiting there for ages. And then, so like missed the head teacher's corridor, we could film down there for the interview.
How are you going to show it's a taxi? That's an important question.
Yeah, you know.
Call a taxi.
Like,
Call a taxi and just leave them. And then wait till
Just
the girl
getting
question.
into a car, it doesn't have to say that it's a taxi.
Or we could actually call a taxi and just pretend to the taxi man that we are going somewhere. And just actually call the taxi for them to be picked up and taken somewhere, and then she just walks back.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Or just have somebody near it as a taxi rank and not get in a taxi.
You think about that, did
Would
you?
it look more interesting if it was a taxi?
I think the locations, minimal number of actors required, everything straightforward. As usual with yours, the sophistications in the narrative and having these parallel narratives running. Getting that across to your audience is going to be the challenge. I don't think anything else is challenging, it's all fairly straightforward. It's good.
Maybe the continuity of it.
Yeah, continuity between the two storylines. But you won't film them A, B, A, B, A, B. You'd film all of A and film all of B.
Yeah.
Like two
It's
cameras.
recreating you need to recreate the same camera angles, and that's always your issue. So you have to decide how you do it.